What is going on YouTube and also the Discord stage channel? Welcome to your Strats Weekly for the week of 22 January 2022. As always, I'm your host, Oth. Thanks for being here with us. Joined up here by Serge, Bradum, Driz. Got Fabric, Gary, Alundril, Validius, Vecino, and Zarek down there in the audience. Like I said, if any of you guys want to come up, by all means, you are welcome to. Need to reconfigure. I keep forgetting to reconfigure the stage permissions so that I don't have to invite all the long-term vets around. Come back up. What up, Alundril? How's life?
You? Pretty decent.
Pretty decent. Bradum, how's life? Good?
Excellent.
Excellent. You love to hear it. Serge, things good on your side of the pond?
Yep, fantastic.
Love to hear it. So welcome to your Strats Weekly, where we talk about, the stuff going on here in Strats. What's up, Dies and Precious out there in the YouTube chat? To see you guys. Nice to have you here. This over here, so I can monitor all this going on as well. Man, lots to talk about. But first, ooh, there we go. Hope that came through. I'm gonna thank our sponsor, Balls, because Balls sponsored us, and that's dope as shit. Balls will give a sponsorship to a lot of smaller groups, a lot of smaller activities, shall we say, things that a big quote-unquote company might not touch, but they've been around forever. They're super loyal to the gaming space, just generally. And I love that I have an excuse to drink Balls every Saturday now. Awesome. Ooh, man.
Who doesn't love balls?
I know. Who doesn't love sucking on some big blue balls? Actually, so fun story. Back in my military days, one of the things that we used to have to do, we were responsible for, was driving. Me and a couple of the other guys got hit with, hey, the unit needs a bus driver, so you're going to go learn how to drive a bus. So I had to learn how to drive a bus. That was fun. Not my favorite thing to do, but we had gone to pick up the bus because it stays at a lot, on the other side of post. So I drove the guy who was driving the bus that day over there, and it happened that we had actually gotten a case of balls recently in the barracks. So he had one with him, and on the way back, the MPs, while he's driving the bus, pulled him over because all they saw was somebody driving a bus with a blue glass bottle just swigging out of it. And they thought it was Sky Vodka. I thought he was just sitting there getting ripped on Sky Vodka, driving a bus on post. Oh, bless MPs. They try. I've got tons of stories.
They don't, who will, right?
I've got tons of stories about MPs. Tons of stories about MPs. Not all appropriate for this particular space, shall we say. So if anybody's curious about those, hit me up after the fact. Taco wants to come up here. Didn't think Taco was gonna make it.
It's halftime.
Oh, it's halftime? That's why he's here? Taco's at halftime? Don't lie to me.
It's halftime.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Big mistake before halftime.
Oh, Bradum, the spoiler is there's sports ball going on right now, and it's halfway over.
Don't read off topic.
Okay. I generally, when I don't want to know, I pretty much just avoid off topic.
Yeah, it's for the best. There's a whole lot of spoilered text in there already.
I was doing spoiler text, and then Surge wasn't, so I was like, fuck it.
God damn it, Serge.
You gotta spoil it. You gotta spoiler text when the game's happening live. Bradum usually has to watch the VOD.
I'm an old man. I don't know how to spoiler text.
You use the little up and down line above your enter key. I don't know what that line's called. What is that? What's the proper term for that line? Does anybody know?
Vertical line.
Vertical line?
It is called.
I have no idea.
Hold on.
Pipe.
It is called a pipe.
The pipe. Interesting.
What,
so
the
yeah.
hyphen?
Yeah, we use it in code, Linux, and all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah, it's just two pipes on either end of your message makes it spoiler text. Today I learned that's called a pipe.
Okay.
Man.
Wait, talking about the dash?
No.
No, a dash is horizontal. A pipe is vertical.
Oh, I don't have one of those above my enter key.
Do you have the
Oh,
forward
it's
slash
over-
there? It's above
I
the
do
forward
have
slash.
it's over by my tab key.
What?
No, all keyboards
Oh,
are
yeah,
the
I've seen
same.
that.
I
Or
know.
I'm sorry, whatever's above my control key. It's
It's
just
got
like
that
up.
UK keyboard.
Oh,
Yeah, I
he-
don't know. I can barely
you
understand it.
Are you doing some sort of like 10 kilos or 60% or something that's got different, what you calls it? Or do you have a full, full size?
It's a full size keyboard, but it's called Cougar, and it's just got some weird fucking freaking keys on it that I can't understand half of them.
Yeah, Precious, that's what we're talking about. That's apparently called the pipe. Oh, actually, I think I had a Cougar brand mouse at one point. Aren't they, isn't that Mad Catz? Like one of the Mad Catz brands?
I don't know, but it's really nice. But it takes up 2 USB ports, so
Does it have a pass-through, or does it actually use 2 USB ports?
it actually uses 2 USB ports.
That's
There's gotta be a
insane.
way.
I'm throw a link to your keyboard and gear for further research. I'm very curious about that. It's
All right,
it's just
I'll
interesting. I
find it.
won't look at it right now, but I'm very curious about that. Oh, before we get into all the topics that I was actually planning to discuss, I got to come over here. Mir dropped this on us like a half hour ago. Total War 3's co-op campaign is going to be 8 players. Woo! Buddy, I am hyped. The only complaint I've ever had about any of the Total War games, in particular the Total War Warhammers, is that it was always 2-player campaigns. The fact that you can get 8 now, incredible. I'm super hyped.
Don't we have the tech to make it like 50, 100?
Look, man, I'm gonna tell you right now. Depending if they bring back like the all the everything map, even just a 2-player campaign gets real chuggy real quick because of how many different units
Just
and
require
factions are
everybody
running
to have
around.
A 3090 Ti.
No, it's not graphics related. It's all like CPU RAM related. Like there's just
Server processors. Let's go.
yeah, it's a whole lot of automation and calculations that it has to do, and it is known to be a little bit buggy, which is why we've always just kind of suspected the reason we've never gotten more than 2-player co-op in any of the Total War Warhammers, and I think in most of the Total War games, if not all of them, is just because the engine's just a little sketch. But if they've got it up to 8 players, that's super hype. I really hope that I haven't read the article yet. I was too busy prepping Strats Weekly stuff, but I really hope it's not just the new Total War 3 campaign. I hope this is retroactive to all of the different campaigns, because I would love to play the new, like all the new stuff, but in like the big, huge campaign with all the everything, the old world. Would be super fun. Whew, that's super exciting. Very hyped. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I need to get into that before it gets any later. First game on the docket is ESO. For those who don't know, ESO is an MMO set in the Elder Scrolls universe. It takes place shortly before the events of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, if I'm not mistaken. It can be played in third person. It can be played in first person. Incredible amount of depth. It is free to play if you choose to play it that way. They have a premium subscription, which effectively gives you access to all of the paid content that has been released, because originally the game came out and then there were paid expansions that came out as well, kind of like the original Guild Wars, or Guild Wars 2 at this point. I guess it's doing the same thing. But you have the option to not buy any of those standalone things, and instead you can just pay a subscription fee whenever you're playing and have access to basically all of that content, which I think is a really interesting and intelligent model to have done it on. We have a massive guild and presence in Elder Scrolls Online to the tune of almost 600 people here on the Discord server. Actual guild size is usually hovering around 420 to 450. We actually just got a message in the YouTube earlier from the guild lead, who's not able to be in here right now because he's got another event going on. But let's see, they got the guild trader back, and there also is an ongoing event right now, Daedric War celebration in Vardenfall, Somerset, and the Clockwork City zones. And I believe the trader that we resecured is very well positioned based on this current event, so we might actually get a little bit of extra bank this week because of that, which is super, super hype. I'm being told it's 4:30 right on the dot right now in the game, or in the guild. So that's super exciting. If you're interested in joining us in Elder Scrolls for all of that good content, we have people playing literally 24/7. Go ahead, grab the TESO role from Rules Enrolled, head down to Scuba Den. We got information about the guild up in TESO information. You can hit up Tubeway, that's the guild lead. Ghost of Messiah can hook you up with information. So can Dies. Both of them are chilling in the YouTube chat right now as well. Who else am I missing? Ozzy Time is on a bit of a break right now. IRL stuff is getting in the way there. Or no, not Ozzy Time. Sandman is on a bit of a break. Or is it Ozzy Time? One of them. Oh no, both of them. They're both on a bit of a lull right now. IRL stuff. It happened back-to-back messages basically in the leads channel that it came down. Yeah, there's a lot going on there for them IRL, but we have an active presence, like I said, literally around the clock. Ozzy Time is playing from Australia, and he is not the only Aussie that we've got playing. We've got a bunch of UK bros and gals as well as the normal NA presence you would expect. Okay, Sandman is on more of a break than Timmy. So yeah, that's what's going on there. If you're like I said, if you're interested in joining them for all of their adventures, we are on the NA server. Grab the role, head on down to ESO info for any details you might want on what's going on at the guild, how to get linked up with us, and then hit up Skooma Den, run into those people, or just pop in the voice channel, say what's up. Somebody will get you sorted out. We have a lot of people with invite permissions, so just because an officer is not around doesn't mean we can't get you in the guild, hanging out, stuff doing. Did I miss anything, Tubeway? Got him in the YouTube chat, so make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm going to take that as a no. I didn't miss anything. Cool. Next game we got to talk about. EVE Online. We play a whole lot of EVE Online around these parts. In fact, the Pretenders role just cracked 300 here on the Discord server. EVE Online is one of the largest, if not the largest, multiplayer or massively multiplayer worlds in that everybody is playing in the same universe. It's not like NA and EU servers, stuff like that. Everybody playing EVE is playing together, which is super cool. The scale is incredible. You can pilot all sorts of different ships by being, per the lore, neurologically linked into your ship. You're invulnerable or you're immortal because you're just a clone batch thing. We do all kinds of crazy stuff in there. PvE, PvP. We play in high sec. We play in low sec. We play in wormhole space. We play in null. Literally everything. We are part of an alliance that we started almost a year ago. Coming up pretty close. I know the 1 year anniversary of the Corp, or the reestablishment of the Corp, was it last week, Taco? Is that when it was? I think it was last week. Halftime must be over. He's watching the game again.
What? No.
What? No, wasn't the EVE Corp? Didn't we turn one last week? Isn't that what it was?
13.
Last Thursday. Nice.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Well,
Casino didn't want to do anything.
I mean, that last week,
Dude,
dude, people are busy. People got stuff doing. They got stuff scheduled.
I didn't see nobody. Bro.
They got stuff scheduled, man. Look, they got multiple events. They're same as the TESO guys. Tons of events.
Sitting in Null chilling. Nobody came.
Sitting in Null just chilling.
God damn.
Oh man. Yeah, we do a whole lot of stuff in New Eden. If you are a new bro looking to learn the game, like we've had a few come in recently, if you've been playing forever, never stopped, or if you took a long break and you're looking for a new corp, or if you're a corp that's looking to ally into an alliance that does a lot of stuff in wormhole space, especially, feel free to hit us up. Especially if you are out in the eastern part of the EU or the Aussie Oceania time zones. We're looking for some additional players out in that time zone if that is of interest to you. We're also looking right now. I don't know when. I don't know if we found anything for sure, but we are potentially going to do a 21 SEP Pretenders merch run here before too long. Vecino has been looking around to try and find something with the quality that would, make it worth doing as part of the 1 year anniversary of the Alliance. But I think it'd be really cool. And if we don't have what you're looking for specifically here at Stratsco, like I said, we're predominantly Wormhole Space. Voidhounds or Helix, the other two members of our Alliance, might be more up your alley. I don't remember who is who in terms of, one of them does a lot more high-sec than Stratsco does. Stratsco does a whole lot of Wormhole Space, but members of Voidhounds and Helix also do a lot of Wormhole Space stuff. We do own a Wormhole. I believe it's a fancy one. I don't know a lot about it because I don't play EVE, but it's fancy. I've been told it's a good one to have. And we regularly get in scraps with our neighbors as they roll holes and stuff like that. If you're interested in joining, like I said, though, down in the Internet Spaceships channel, Vorthos can get you hooked up. Vecino can get you hooked up. Wex can get you some details as well. Who did I miss? I missed Bane. Also get you some deets. Siri can get you some deets. Mazix is the other one I was looking for. Zero Logic as well. A lot of people that can help you out down there. We have a lot of smart automation set up as well for EVE with Pathfinder and stuff like that. You'll find out more about that if you are accepted into our ranks. Oh yeah, and Vecino got this really cool thing for Secret Robot Santa. Little custom metal plate, roughly the size of a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, but like custom printed metal plate. Super neato. That he was showing off in the Internet Spaceships channel. I think that's about it for EVE. Did I miss anything? Anybody? Healer? I think we got it all. And last but not least, the game a lot of people are here to listen to and talk about is
Albion
Lost
Online.
Ark. It's not Albion
Oh.
Online. It's
Albion
Lost Ark. It's the better isometric MMO. Fight me. Oh, man.
You don't
It
even
is-
know that.
It is still not February. In fact, the next weekly we have will still not be February, but it inches ever closer. For those who don't know, Lost Ark is a free-to-play MMO that's been out for several years in Korea, Russia, and Japan. It is finally coming to the NA and the rest of the EU, or most of it, except for the couple of countries it's not coming to because of loot box rules and stuff like that. It is a full-blown MMO, but it plays kind of like an ARPG with mouse movement and a top-down locked camera. Well, isometric, not quite top-down, I suppose. It is a whole lot of fun. So much to do, so much to do. It drops for pre-orders. Anybody who is getting any of the Founders Packs will be able to play on February 8th. The free-to-play will come up February 11th. So, what was supposed to get done today, but I was taken out by a migraine for a good chunk of the day and didn't get it finished, but will be coming out tomorrow. We are going to have the big Lost Ark survey for everybody who's playing Lost Ark. It'll be down in Raiders of the sometime tomorrow, probably around lunchtime would be my guess, where we're going to finalize who is going into which of the guilds at start and to make sure we have enough people to lead and run all of the initial guilds we're going to have to start up. To review for those who don't remember, Lost Ark guilds eventually can hold 100 players, but they start out only being able to hold 30, which is super lame and a real pain in the ass, is the honest answer. But we have a good leadership team for the East Coast and the West Coast that have been hashing it out in the Mad Lads channel. We have had a lot of good discussions there, a lot of good ideas come out. So everybody who is here in Stratsco to play Lost Ark is going to have a guild home when we start out. The plan, like I keep saying, the plan is we're going to be unfortunately fractured across a couple of guilds as we start out. But as we progress the guilds, as they start leveling up, we're going to work to merge everybody into a single guild, and then we'll roll these other guilds that we're starting up at launch into alt guilds, because they're even for your alt characters, which not so much with tier 1 content, but especially with the subsequent tiers of content that are coming, it's really valuable to have alts. They can do things and provide resources to your main so that your main can continue to advance and advance faster than they could if it was just a single character being played. So we're working to establish all that. I want to be very clear. I'm going to say it here. I'm going to say it again in the post, and it says it on the survey as well. Some of the questions, there's not many, there's just like 5 or 6, but some of the questions are specifically surrounding playtime during the opening week and the opening month. This is purely to make sure we don't put a whole bunch of people who are going to almost not play at all into the same guild because they just don't have the time around work schedules if they're going to be playing that a whole lot. We don't want to put all of y'all into the exact same guild and have a guild that just like falls way behind progression wise. We're going to try and make sure that we get everybody into guilds that are progressing forward so that until we can merge everyone into a single guild, we still have like meaningful progression happening. And depending on what post-launch recruitment looks like, it's possible that we'll have 2 main guilds on each server. And by main guilds, I'm not meaning a main guild as in the guild we're focusing on the most. I'm meaning a guild for main characters, like your main, whatever your main is. That's why I'm being careful not to say primary guild, because none of the guilds at launch will be primary guilds, so to speak. There's not like, oh, this is the important guild, and these other 2 guilds is just where we're throwing everybody else. No, that's not how it's going to work.
Whatever guild I'm in is going to be the important one, just so you guys know.
We are definitely going to put Bradham in the least important guild, so rip if you get assigned to Bradham's guild on the West Coast. I'm sorry about that.
Sorry, I got that down.
So yeah, that's going to be coming out tomorrow, probably around lunchtime. I'm going to pin it. It's going to float for about a week or so before I start actually delineating out who's going where. One of the other things that we're doing with this survey is if you've got friends, like if you're new to Stratsco especially, and you've got a couple of friends that came over with you to play, like if you and like 2 or 3 of your IRL buddies are playing here, we don't want to break those groups up at all. Like as much as possible, we're going to try and keep friends playing in the exact same guild with other friends. That's not to say you can't play, across guilds. Like we have a big Discord server. We can use the voice channels in here. I guarantee Discord voice is going to be better than Lost Ark's in-game voice, which, by the way, it does have. I don't know that I would trust it. I would much rather just use Discord voice. So there's most of the content you can do with people, even if they're not in the same guild, quote unquote. But if there are people you would like to be in the same guild with when the game launches, we've got a spot for you to fill that information out as well. We want to make sure everybody feels comfy with where they land. And what I'm going to end up doing, just as a little preview of the plan, to help prevent excessive cross chatter in Lost Ark, we're going to create some threads off of the Raiders of the. So each guild's going to have a thread where they can talk about what they want to do, and that's also where I'm going to ping everybody to get them in there, and we will be putting the join passwords, because one of the ways to join guilds in Lost Ark is via password as opposed to invite. So we are also going to post the passwords there, just so that during the opening week we can get everybody in as quick as possible. Eventually we'll shift to an invite system, but for all the people that are already here, trying to like get a guild officer's attention, make sure somebody's online 24/7 is untenable at best. So the plan is to have a password system for the first few days, just to make sure we absorb everybody that's here to play the game, and then we'll shift to an invite system down the road. That's what's going on with that. We're also going to use this opportunity. There's still, by my count, we got 156 people here to play, and we've only got never do math in a YouTube video. I learned that from Loco. 128. Only 128 people have taken the actual role. So we've got 20 some people. Oh Lord, math. 28. We got some number of people who have not chosen an East or West role yet, and I don't know if some folks have chosen both because they hadn't decided initially where they're going to go. This survey is going to help us determine which way people are going, and we're going to make sure everybody gets those roles delineated out to them so that when the leadership teams for each coast need to talk to their people, it'll be easier to do that. Speaking of, we are still looking for anybody who might be interested in assisting on either the East or the West Coast. If you have prior MMO guild leading experience or guild officer experience, and you're interested in being considered for part of the leadership team, I think right now we've got 4 people on the East Coast, 4 people on the West Coast. We'd like to get a few extra people because invariably during launch week, there's going to be a boom of growth and there's going to be a lot of moving pieces and things we need to be dealing with. It'd be nice to have a few extra hands to help out with that. So if that is something you're interested in, shoot me a DM. I'll get you on the list. I'll pass your name along to the other members of the members of the East and the West leadership teams, depending on which coast you're playing on, and they can reach out to you and discuss what might be appropriate. Precious says that she will be around a lot, but not 24/7. And Serb is planning to go 72 hours straight on the East Coast because he is absolutely insane. Actually, we got a lot of people, I think, that are taking time off. I am incredibly jealous of all of you bastards who are able to take off work. I will not be able to. I will have to work.
Damn, bro.
I'm very upset.
Damn,
It's gonna take me till like Friday to get level 50. Everybody's gonna be
It's the
level 50
first-
and like rolling. What's up?
It's the first MMO I can think of where you're not just going hard.
Not
I
by
mean-
choice. It's just it's a terrible time around my work schedule.
I
just
remember when
can't.
I remember when you were in school and working at Wally World, but
Oh yeah, in the garage
still
there.
those times you usually, sacrifice sleep or something.
I mean, if you think I'm not going to be sacrificing sleep, you are mistaken. You are
Yeah,
sorely mistaken.
That's true.
But even around sacrificing sleep, I just know what my work schedule is going to look like. It's just not going to be plausible,
I'm not-
unfortunately.
I mean, in the mornings I got some stuff going on, and I can play like maybe half of a no lifer.
Hmm.
But I think I'm just gonna take it.
I'm no life in
Take
it,
as
but
a-
I'm gonna try to fuck you. I'm gonna try to make sure that I divvy it up a bit so that I don't burn myself out like I did on Final Fantasy, where I just burned through every
Oh,
expansion
God.
right from like beginning to end, and then by the time I got to the last one, I was just like, oh man, this is just I've had enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by all means, make sure you're enjoying the game. If no lifing it is how you enjoy the game, then groovy, that's awesome. But like if that's not how you enjoy the game or how you enjoy playing games in general, don't force yourself by any stretch. Like this is a game, right? It's meant to be fun. Man, my DMs are just getting blown up right now. What's going on here?
Well, yeah, I enjoy no lifing it, but the problem is, like, I'll no life to the point where I'm just grinding everything. I'll do everything that the game has to offer in like one fell swoop instead of taking my time, and then I
Mhm.
burn out. So I'm trying to make sure I don't do that this time because I really want to get into this game.
Yeah. Well, and the nice thing about this, more than most MMOs, it's actually like beneficial to have alts, which I think is a big can do a whole lot to extend the life of a game because the different classes play so different from one another. Being able to switch up what you're playing.
Yeah, especially because I want to play. There's quite a few classes I want to play anyway, so that'll be if it's beneficial. Then yeah, I'm gonna run alts.
Yeah, it's less important, like I said, during this first bit of content, but especially unless things change significantly by the time Tier 3 comes out later this year, most likely, you're going to want to be running content on alts because the resource sink for gear advancement at those higher tiers of content is night and day to what we're going to be experiencing in live when it first comes out.
I'm definitely gonna be running spinning up alts because I decided I'm gonna go. What is it? Gun
Slinger
Lancer?
or Gun Lancer?
Lancer,
Mm.
but I'll play some other stuff too then because there were some other ones that I wanted to play.
Yeah.
Have you tried Gun Lancer?
What was that?
Have you tried Gun Lancer?
I haven't played the game at all because I'm not gonna roll up on the. I don't want to spoil anything for myself. I want to play it fresh when it comes out in the West.
I needed to try the classes before I decided on what would be my main. If not, you're gonna like waste time.
Yeah, I'm gonna waste some time in the beginning because if the Gun Lancer ends up not panning out for me, then I'm gonna have to test out other classes. But judging by the videos I watched of it, I'll end up liking it. It's more my playstyle from what I've played in other MMOs.
What's up,
Plus,
Validius?
we're gonna be hitting a wall.
Right, there is a gear
You
wall,
know,
and it's
we
not
are
hard to hit.
Gear and time gated, so there's gonna be time to do ults.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the incentive. Hi, this is Validius, by the way. The incentive to get an ult at least to level 30 or so, because as long as you're playing arena on PvP, for anybody who makes PvP a priority in the game, PvP is equalized, so you need to get an ult to roughly 30, and then you can play it in PvP, and either because you want to try a tour of different options or get a feel for how other classes play, which is obviously a key part of knowing how to play against them.
I thought arena opened at 26. Like, I think it's like hella early compared to
26 to 30.
RU.
It's similar. Yeah, it's gated both by level and by like story progression. So you have to get your story to a certain point,
Mm-hmm.
and that's roughly between 20 and 30, 26 and 30.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, but like that compared to RU and KR and JP, like they all had to get 50 before they could do PvP, and the fact that they're letting us do PvP earlier is super nice. Oh man, and somebody over here in the YouTubes was able to get Thursday and Friday off. I'm so jealous of all of you people who are getting time off. Hate you all. So jealous.
How rude.
I know.
Well, it's even worse is I don't have to work while I wait for my visa here in the UK, so I just have nothing but time on my hands.
Nothing but time.
The suggestion was made elsewhere that people could come down with well-timed COVID.
That's true. Well, I'm work from home though, so like that won't work. I'm still here. Yeah,
Rip.
I know. It's the real I mean, to be fair, I'm very lucky to have as nice a job as I have and to be able to work remotely. You know, they like gave me a whole work from home setup, so that's super super awesome. But that also means that like well-timed COVID, I can't escape work. It's still gonna be right there, and it would just be, I would be putting some other people through the ringer if I disappeared, just based on what's gonna be going on around that time. So I just have to eat it. It is what it is. It'll be fine. It won't be my first MMO launch that I wasn't able to take time off for, and I'll have the weekend to look forward to, and I'll just eat, sleep, and play games all weekend.
Well, you got a good squad. You guys got pretty much all of the veterans, so you'll have plenty of people to help you out.
We got the West Coast. Yeah, the West Coast got a bunch of the Strats Co vets. We didn't get everybody, but we did get a pretty good chunk. I mean, that's fair play though. We had talked about this previously, but we made all the West Coasters play on the East Coast for a New World. So this time we're like, okay, this time the East Coasters have to go play on the West Coast if they wanna play with that same friend group that some of us have been playing games together for. Oh god, this is 7.5 years at this point. So it's just kind of an.
That guy joined in 2016.
Yeah, we started back in ESO launch, which was 2014 spring. Yeah, 2014 spring, I think. I joined in May of 2014, I think, and that would have been WildStar, which was a little while after ESO. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just saying it in the sense that like you'll have all them to help get you caught up, so it won't be that big of a deal when you get back on the weekend, you know?
Yeah, I told Precious she's gonna have to carry me. She'll invariably be in front of me for the first time ever in an MMO. Even taking her time, she's planning to take things a little bit slower and do all the side quests and stuff like that as she levels up, as opposed to my usual playstyle, which is like main story go, max level go. So I have a feeling I'll actually be asking her for help with content if needed, which is fine. It's speaking of Precious, she's over in the YouTube chat. But everybody remember to thank Precious for letting me do a Strats Weekly on our anniversary. Today is our anniversary.
Congratulations.
You're a
Jill.
monster.
I know. She let me. I was down and out for a good part of today with a headache, and she still let me take this hour out to do the Strats Weekly. Love you, Precious.
Speaking of carrying, I wouldn't make this observation to every player group, but because Stratsco has so many old school players, and I'm pretty old school myself, and so is everybody else. I mean, you're talking about people who've been in Stratsco together since 2014. I've reached back and I found people I started EQ1 with. I'm bringing people into the East who we've been playing with since '99.
Yeah, you love to see it.
I mean, I remember this halfling tank that I was playing EQ with, and she would be talking about how her son's bugging her, and he's playing on her knee while she's tanking crap for us. And he grew up and was pretty good at League of Legends, and one of our guildmates was his best man, and now he's gaming's like a family lifestyle. Anyway, that wasn't my point. My point was, games used to be unforgiving, and we're used to leveling being something involving challenge and being carried, and even terms like that almost have no applicability to Lost Ark. Enjoy the story, don't enjoy the story, rush it, don't rush it, that's up to you. But I'm telling you, nobody in this guild who knows how to find the right keys on your keyboard and doesn't get confused about which mouse button does what is going to have any challenge getting to level 50. It is just a case of playing the game. You can do it blind drunk. It's not going to affect your ability to get through that content.
Yeah, I have heard the steps, the step from leveling to even just the first tier of end-game content is borderline night and day. It's significantly more challenging all of a sudden. And it's just I have to use my brain. I have to think about what skills I'm taking, whereas the actual progressing through the campaign is, brain dead's not the right word, but not gonna be much of a challenge.
The journey to 50 is an extended tutorial.
Oh, you heard it here. Skip the prologue. You don't need the tutorial. You're gonna get it while you play. So yeah, like I said though, lots going on. Be watching for that survey to drop in Raiders of the sometime tomorrow around lunchtime. Please only fill it out once. Pretty please. If you somehow realize you made a fatal error and you need to fill it out again, do so, but throw me a DM. Hit me up and be like, hey, I had to fill it out again. That way I can delete that first fill out from the list. Try and keep it as neat and tidy as possible, but there's going to be well over 100 people filling this out in the next week or two. So the less I have to comb through for duplicate entries, the better. And yeah, make sure if you haven't grabbed an East or West roll from Lost Ark Info, please do that. I guess that's about it for Lost Ark though. Pretty hype. And with only 15 minutes remaining and Braden here, we got to talk about Biggest Loser.
Yes.
Biggest Loser. Oh man, wonder if I did this right or not. We're gonna find out. Please tell me I hit it. I did. Woo! Hot diggy dang.
I can't see it on stream.
That's okay. It's fine. I couldn't remember if I hid the images before I switched it over or not, but I did.
Okay, cool. So
yeah, I got a question. If I'm gaining weight and going in the wrong direction, am I taking money away from charity?
No. Well, technically,
Okay.
yes.
technically, yes.
Technically, yes. We just haven't made the donation. We haven't made the donation yet, but yes, technically.
I think I might need to drop out, man. I can't live with myself if I'm taking money away from charity.
No, but hey, so here's the thing. This week was official backslide week. We had, so let's take sorry, I have a document here. So first week we lost collectively 59 pounds. Second week we lost 40 pounds collectively. This week 8.6 pounds. So it was official backslide week. With that being said, I want everyone, because there was some discouragement or like people getting discouraged in the channel, the Biggest Loser channel. Keep in mind that everybody in the competition right now, the event, is still net negative. So everyone has lost weight. Not necessarily this week. So as you go through, even if you're somewhat stagnant, not gaining weight is also good, because when, you know, maybe you're too tired this week or you're just not feeling it this week, just know that the following week, if you all of a sudden find that week where you can go hard, you're going to be in a better starting place than you were before. So even if you're like stagnant, good week, stagnant, good week, that's still net benefit. You're not gonna lose 5 pounds every week. It's just not gonna happen. Some weeks you're gonna backslide a bit, and that's fine. As long as you're overall as a trend losing weight, you're still winning. Because I feel like those of us that pretty much should probably be everybody in this event is in it because we weighed more than we wanted to weigh, and chances are that we were in that position because we were generally trending up. So stagnant, small losses, all of it good. Even though I would say probably 75% of people in the event this year or this week was a slight backslide. With that being said, I want to bring up some notable losers, not our losers of the week, but just reasonably big losers. One being Oth, who continues his trend. Oth has been in the red. How do I put this? Oth has been losing weight every week. Pretty successful this week with 1.06% of his original body weight lost, as well as somebody who did not sound like they felt like they had a good week last week, Zero Logic, with 1.15% of their original body weight lost.
Nice.
With that being said, still crushing everybody is Taco. Another chart-topping week from Taco. I don't know if he's actually here or watching the game.
Wait, where is it? Is it?
It's on the thing.
I don't see it on stream.
Well,
It takes a second. Office put it up.
Yeah, it's
there.
up.
It is. So Taco losing another 2.41%. So another big week from Taco. And if Oth can pull up the leaders chart, there have been some shakeups.
Ooh, shakeups.
The thing is, I like, if I like do a good job and keep losing weight, I'm going to. I started, I think, the heaviest.
Yeah.
I
Well, that's why we do
started,
it as
like,
percentage.
430. Yeah. Yeah, and with a percentage, if we did straight numbers, I wouldn't like be good. But since I'm so heavy and losing so much, my numbers are gonna be bigger.
Taco, I have mad respect for the amount of weight you're losing, but not mad respect for your math skills right now. If we went if we went to like straight numbers, you'd be crushing us like there's no tomorrow.
Us. Yeah, dude.
Doing it by percentage is the only way we can compete with you.
Taco, you've like poundage wise, you've lost more than twice what I've lost. Like if we were to go by like raw numbers, you've lost way more than anybody else.
Really?
Yeah,
If
that's
I had to keep, I would have to cut off a limb to keep up with you, man.
Yeah, truly.
More people. Well,
you should be proud of yourself, man. Stop being
more
so
poundage. Yeah, that's huge, and it's not easy to stick with. And as I'm sure a lot of people saw me saying, it's really about just making those slight adjustments each week. Even if you're not losing weight, even if it's like, oh, well, I want to make sure that I kind of get back in shape. I want to keep my energy up by, consuming enough calories, but maybe try and change the types of calories that you're consuming and exercise that week. And then once you're starting to feel comfortable with where you are exercise wise, then start cutting back the calories. So it's not all about just, every single week being in the negatives in terms of weight loss. It's just making those small adjustments. So Taco has officially taken the lead. over Adidas, fighting it out at the top, clearing away. Off has continued to move up after another solid week.
Slow and steady.
Same with another huge jump by Zero Logic. He was, I think, last week was down near me at the bottom, but another big jump from him. But most people are, at 1.5% or higher. I knew it was going to be a tight fight between me and Validius. I did not think it was going to be this kind of tight fight. It's like one of those things where you're trying to race like two snails and then you pull the thing and they just kind of sit there. I feel like that is our race happening right at the bottom. And 1 week, one of us is going to pull ahead. But yeah, everybody, those are obviously negative numbers, how much people have lost. So everybody's still net negative. So I'm thinking for pretty much everybody, that's a win.
Hell yeah.
And like Radom said, like these kind of like big lifestyle changes, we're at that point where it's getting harder, especially for people who made like bigger changes. I'm gonna tell you right now, one of the things I'm doing is intermittent fasting. So I don't eat before noon, and I don't eat after 8 p.m. except on my cheat day, which is Saturdays, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to enjoy this.
So you need balls at the.
That's right. I wouldn't be able to enjoy this. But I'll tell you right now, this week there were a couple days that sucked. It got to be about 11 a.m. and I was like, I'm so hungry. I just want to go get food. Like it's not been all like happiness, sunshine, and rainbows. I don't know how it's been for Taco. For me, it's been miserable. And I was actually concerned. I was like, man, am I gonna lose any weight this week? Because I did what I said I wouldn't do, and I stepped on the scale a couple times this week, and it was just like the numbers were all over the place, which is exactly what I knew it would be. And yeah, I was stressing. I wasn't gonna lose any weight this week, and then I'd have to be denied my cheat day. I'd still drink a ball, so I'd cheat even for balls.
I mean, I was surprised because, I mean, I laid it out in the channel earlier. 1,200 milligrams of caffeine a day.
Yeah, but caffeine doesn't like affect. Actually, if anything, caffeine not. This
well,
is not
I looked at them too. The non-sugar, like sugar-free rains that I've been drinking are also 10 calories with no sugar. I think just in general, rain doesn't have any sugar, so.
Yeah, even
that's what I've been drinking.
Well, and you got to be careful also here in the States. Anything that's 0 calorie, I believe it's at less than 5 calories per serving size. They're allowed to round down and call it 0 calories, even if it's not actually 0 calories. So you got to be careful about that. That's actually why I couldn't find a definitive answer on the Crystal Light that I was planning to drink in the mornings, even though it's 0 cal. So I decided, you know what? I'm just not gonna. So I've just been going like water only, just to be as careful as possible, even though like maybe it's fine. I didn't want to ruin the effort I was trying to make or screw it all up by ingesting enough calories through the Crystal Light flavoring.
Yeah.
To screw me up.
To break your fast.
Yeah.
I've just been killing myself with the resistance band.
You mentioned caffeine. If you can stomach black coffee, if you can get yourself on black coffee, either iced coffee or whatever, it's got no calories.
Yeah, I prefer it black actually.
I can't.
It does. Yeah, if you want to be extra safe, you probably want to go with like filter coffee. Like filter black coffee, because I know some people would, like, I was reading in the forums when I was looking up intermittent fasting, and like, yeah, I have like black coffee, I make it in the French press every morning. It's like,
oh no,
that probably is no bueno.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure
how many calories are lately when I've had coffee? It's been K cups.
Yeah, those aren't bad. They're pretty filtered. That probably is no cals, or next to no cals. And then, yeah, I know, obviously I am not super successful yet in my weight loss, but I have in the past lost significant amounts of weight. And I've always found I've been successful when I've been able to get myself into the right mindset. Normally there's been some goal, some like point in time motivating me, as well as I get in this mindset of just like embrace the hunger. It's like you get hungry and you're like, yes, it's working.
That does not make me happy, man. When I get hungry,
No?
I just get hangry. I just get grumpy and irritated. I'm like, I'm hungry. I'm going to get a headache. And all I want is to not do either of those things.
I'm still like that. I'm not even dieting.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Braden called me out on it the other day. I get a headache from just about anything. So
Yeah.
What's one more headache in my life?
What were you talking about? You're like, oh yeah, I don't like that it gives me a headache. It's like, on literally everything gives you a headache.
I don't know. It's probably caffeine deficiency. I have been though, like getting some headaches in the morning for sure. Around like 10:30, 11, one sometimes starts creeping in, but it's not been too bad. It's been manageable. Okay, we only have a couple more minutes. I got one other thing I got to talk about. I will drop a link in the Discord thread to this as well. But for those who didn't know, we are now also re-uploading this YouTube stream, the audio at least, to a number of podcast locations. And one of the ones that we're uploading to, obviously, is the iTunes one. And Lightforce brought it up in the mod channel that, hey, you know, there's a very thin window where without any reviews of any sort, you are very likely to just be lost in the sauce, because there's like a tiny little window when you post a new podcast that maybe you'll get picked up for that little feed. And if not, then rip, like it disappears out of sight. So he actually did us a favor and he made us a quick video tutorial about how to do that if you wanted to help bump our visibility on the iTunes podcasting stuff. And if you want to just listen to this in an audio format after the fact, or share it with somebody, if that is something you're interested in doing, you can do that through the various podcast services that Vicino linked in announcements. I'm going to run this video real quick that Lightforce made for us, and I will drop a link to it, like I said, in the the thread for this weekly. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, Strats Co fam, it's Chris at Lightforce here, and I'm going to walk you through how to give the Strats Co Weekly podcast some love with a rating and review via the Apple Podcast app. For those of you who happen to have the Apple Podcast app on your computer, simply open up the Strats Co Weekly podcast, scroll down to Ratings and Reviews, where you give a simple 5-star rating, or click Write a Review, where you can say how awesome the weekly is with just a little extra content. If you're using an iOS device, the steps are nearly identical. Open the podcast, scroll down to Ratings and Reviews, drop your 5 stars, or click Write a Review to share every awesome thing about this show.
And there we have it. Thanks for Lightforce for making that. If you couldn't tell from the video, or if you haven't watched it yet because you're here on the Discord stage and you'll check the thread later, Lightforce does a couple of podcasts. You can tell from his voice. We appreciate him making that. He has a lot of experience in getting his podcast out there. He has an actually fairly successful one covering a number of Overwatch League related things up there in the Great White North of Canada. He's gotten some nice exclusivity, some time sensitive things that he couldn't talk about before a certain release window, things of that nature. We're kind of picking his brain, the rest of the staff is, on how we can better get this information out to other people who might be interested, or people who would prefer not to have to watch back a VOD if they missed it on Saturday on YouTube. If they'd rather listen to it one of their preferred streaming services like Spotify or iTunes. Nature. That's what's going on there. I guess that's about it. Did we miss anything? Braden, Taco, Derek, Serge, anybody? Did we miss anything? We talk about it all? I feel like we got it all.
Yeah, I think you got it all.
Boom. Good enough for me. Well, that's going to do it for Strats Weekly this week. Thanks to everybody who came out. Appreciate you being here. For anybody who watches the VOD afterwards as well, we appreciate y'all. We'll see you next week and in game. Bye, y'all.
Please.